Okay, well, welcome. We're super excited to share with you today to get started. We're actually broadcasting live from Sarasota, Florida. It is a rainy day here today, but we're thanking God for the rain because it's been dry here. So we're very grateful for everything. Do we have a treat for you today? So we've got some awesome things we're going to share real quick for a minute. Then we're going to introduce our speaker for today. I want Mena to kind of kick off as far as making sure that can make all the disclosures that we need
Yeah.
to make. So yes.
Yes, thank you for jumping on. And if you're on and you don't see a friend or a family member that you've invited and you know they should be here, please do shoot them a quick text. Tell them they're going to miss out if they don't jump on. We have an amazing presenter, and we are excited to share this amazing technology with you. We're not here to tell you that we're medical professionals and this is going to do any miracles for you, but we are so excited to share because we know it's helping a lot of our friends and family around the world. We do keep everyone on mute because we want to get through the presentation. If you have any questions, put them in the chat. If you're brand new and you haven't been on the Zoom before, please put in the chat who invited you and make sure you get back with that person. But otherwise, please sit back, take notes,
Yep.
and like I said, put the chat in the question and yeah, you're going to learn something great today.
Yep. So,
So
so I got a chance to meet this young man actually in South Africa, literally a little over a year ago. It was January 2024. Literally had met him at a BNI event. We immediately connected, started talking about obviously opportunities. Very successful with what he's already doing, and so we started talking about what we're doing here. And today he's crushing this business, growing by leaps and bounds, has an international business all over the world. So today, the speaker today is none other than Brendan Duplessis, and he is actually going to talk about once again this amazing technology, and then we're going to talk a little bit more from a business standpoint. But again, the floor is yours, Brendan. We're super excited to have you here. So again, welcome again, Brendan Duplessis.
All right. Well, good afternoon and evening, everyone. Thank you so much for taking the time. And, thank you so much, Greg and Mena, for the opportunity to present to everyone again. To all the new people, welcome. All the fellow team members, thank you so much for your support. And we really just want everyone to walk away today with the right information to make an informed decision. And I think that's the key thing that we want to share here today is that we can only give everyone the information tonight, but we are all human that needs to make our own decisions. And you can't make informed decisions without the right information. This is why this is an info presentation that we're going to share some more, information about this really amazing opportunity that we actually get to be a part of. So I think I'm going to just start off with my little story. Like Greg said, we actually met over a year ago, last year, January, at a BNI meeting. This is a meeting where you network with other business owners and you share ideas and share your business and, look to grow your business. And, Greg stood up and he spoke about this stem cell activation technology in a pitch. And I still remember he stood up and he was just complaining about how he had so much pain, in his neck, in his back, in his shoulders, and how it was quite interesting to hear that someone had been in a situation that was in so much pain, and he couldn't actually help out around the house because he was in so much pain, And I still remember the story Greg shared where, after wearing the patch for quite some time, he was running up and down the stairs at his house because he had no more hip pain, and men thought he was crazy because he was running up and down the stairs. And how amazing is that? And obviously Greg's journey of going to chiropractor every single week, and it's a big expense doing something like that just for the temporary relief of pain. That's all that he was going to the chiropractor for. And then he started wearing the X39, and he stood up and he spoke about how he wore the X39 for a few days, and his pain started going away. And it's quite amazing because, when you hear something so powerful like that, it makes you wonder if this could help someone that that is suffering. And that was the position that I was in. Unfortunately, my mom some people do know this. My mom had very bad, very severe COVID, like they say, long COVID, where the recovery takes forever. And, there was a period where she had her hair falling out and no energy to actually go out there and live her life. It's so sad to see someone not living their life. We always take so many things for granted. We just get in our car and we go do something, or we just turn on the tap and there's water that comes out. And there's so many things we take for granted. And one of the things that most people take for granted is their health, right? So many people just expect to wake up healthy tomorrow. But, even lately, I've heard of, even personal family members that have actually, recently passed away and they just went to bed. How many of us just go to bed and know we're going to wake up? And it's quite a thing when you're suffering and you're waking up in pain every day, and you're waking up and you just wish it was different. And that's actually one of the visions of LifeWave, is helping people change their story to live a better quality life. And I can tell you, with what X39 has done for me, is that before I started wearing X39, I was having migraines. I mean, I know I'm young, but I have big dreams. And with big dreams comes big responsibility, meaning that you have to push yourself to the limits. And I was doing that. And I was suffering with insomnia. And I was suffering with low energy. And I was suffering with migraines. And I was suffering to just keep up with the daily lifestyle of trying to do big things, until X39 came in. And I promise you, I still remember the first day I was wearing X39, I actually cut my finger. And that was the first time I ever saw healthy blood, bright, red, oxygenated blood. And that was the first thing that started, ticking in my mind. What is this actually doing? So to just get straight into it, what we're going to speak to you about today is the stem cell activation technology, and show you how it's helping people. What information do you need to make a decision to know if this is something for you that could help you? But most importantly, to have the understanding that this technology is much bigger than just a patch. It's what's behind this patch that we want to share with you. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen in the meantime, and I'm going to be as quick as I possibly can so that Greg and Mena can get straight into the most exciting parts. But we just want to take a moment to welcome you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy day to hear about something that could potentially change not just your life, but the people that you care about's life. Because that's what's actually important, is that we care about the people in our life. And the worst thing we want to wish on anyone we care about is bad health. And that's why we actually put this together today, to show you how you can live a better quality life, faster, longer, without drugs, pills, and medications. That's our promise to you. So we want to only speak the truth tonight. So it's a stem cell activation technology in a patch. So the question we like asking anyone is, have you been patched yet? If you have been patched, well done. And if today's your first day patching, get ready to really be blown away about the journey you're gonna walk. So a bit more information about the gentleman behind this patch. His name is David Schmidt. He's the CEO and inventor of X39. He currently has over 130 patents. A few weeks ago, that was updated to over 200 patents, right? We're all very blessed to have Mena with us tonight. She's actually a qualified lawyer. And the patent behind X39 is actually what convinced her that this is something that is true, that this is something that, if we say in the patent that this is what the technology is going to do for you, it means that it's been proven. And if it's in the patent, it means that it's been clinically proven. So the gentleman behind this is David Schmidt, and he's a scientist and inventor. And he specializes in age reversing, not anti-aging, age reversing. And that's why in 2008, he started focusing his attention on stem cell research. The reason for that is he was looking for what is the biggest leverage that we can basically utilize in the human body that's going to help us prevent this dreaded disease of aging, right? What can we do with the body to prolong how long our body stays in a quality state, if that makes sense? How long can you maintain a healthy lifestyle? That just sums it up. How long can you maintain a healthy lifestyle? And that's why I started focusing on stem cells, because stem cells repair and rejuvenate dying and damaged tissue. And that's why it took him 10 years and $4.5 million before he brought the X39 to market. He invested 10 years and $4.5 million just to bring this little patch that's changing so many people's lives. That's how long he dedicated his own life, 10 years, right? Have you dedicated 10 years to anything? This guy dedicated 10 years just to understanding how can we reverse age. That's quite something. And $4.5 million. I mean, that's even better. Right? So it is a patented technology. And like we said, anything in the patent means that it's been proven to do whatever has been stated. And we just want to point your attention to a little excerpt out of what wearing this technology is going to do in your body. So as you can see here is that as by at least providing phototherapy to the human body, and as a result of elevating copper peptide, this includes activation of stem cells, improvements in energy, elevation of antioxidants, reduction in inflammation, management of pain, improvements in stamina, elevation of collagen production, improved wound healing. Okay, the list goes on. These are all the things that have been proven. Very simply, you wear the patch and all these things. As a result, this patch will elevate your copper peptide. As a result of elevating copper peptide, you will get all these amazing results. So not just is your body reactivating its stem cells, but it is also doing all these other things, improving your energy, elevating antioxidants. So this truly is a miracle patch because it's not just focused on one thing. It's focused on many things that give you the best results in many different areas. Quite amazing. All right, so why should anyone even consider the X39 stem cell activation patch? So now you know that all these beautiful things the X39 can do for you, but why does that even matter? Well, like we said to you, one of the things that it does is that it activates your stem cells. Now, why is that important? Well, as you get older, your stem cells actually start to go dormant. And as your stem cells are going dormant, this means that you're going to start aging faster and your body is going to start healing slower, right? We all can agree that, if you had an injury when you were in your 20s, you probably, even if it was a deep cut, you would just, wash your hand and, you would just be fine. You would just go about your day. But if your grandma has to cut her hand, it's a big story, right? You have to put a plaster on, and then you have to take weeks to wait and make sure that it doesn't get infected, and then you have to make sure that it heals properly. The reason for that is that your granny's stem cells are going dormant, right? She just doesn't have the same tools as someone that's younger to heal her body faster. And hundreds of millions of people are experiencing the symptoms of aging, right? We all know someone that's getting older and their body is deteriorating. The reason for body deteriorating is because your stem cells are going dormant. At 30, you only have half of your stem cells active, and at 60, you lose almost all of your stem cell activity, right? So this is, unfortunately, before X39, your body getting healthier. It doesn't happen as you get older. It only starts declining. But with X39, you have the opportunity to change that around. So how does it work? Well, it's actually a proprietary form of phototherapy. So it's a patented nanocrystal antenna technology. And all it's doing is it's reflecting your body heat and lights back into the body to stimulate the skin and activate the production of GHKCU, which is going to help your stem cells go to work and all these other benefits. So it's non-transdermal, so no drugs, chemicals, or stimulants are going into the body, and it's completely non-invasive. So I still don't even know what any of this even means, but what I can tell you is that there's no drugs, chemicals, or stimulants, and that's the most important thing, because too many of us are already taking too many pills and drugs and too many other things that are toxic for our body. We are not trying to add more into that. We're actually trying to take people away from that. We are Big Pharma's biggest competition because we are actually giving you the tools to get better, not just giving you a pill to keep your body from not failing. Because that's all that drugs do, right? It just keeps your body in a state of not failing. And we want to heal and get better, not just stay at a point of not failing. So what are the benefits of X39? Well, like I said to you, we already read out of the patents a few of the things that happen in the body. But the most important thing that I want to point your attention to is all of these benefits can mean different things to different people. Like Greg he had a reduction in pain, right? His pain went away, right? Which was life-changing for Greg. But maybe for you, it's your mental clarity. You're struggling with brain fog. Maybe that's what's going to be the breakthrough for you. Maybe it's just having more energy, waking up, not having to drink a Red Bull, not having to go for the coffee. But what we're telling you is that you will have a result that's going to speak directly to you. But the benefit of X39 is that it doesn't just do one thing. So maybe there's one thing that you're hoping and wishing is going to change for you. But with X39, you can see all of these benefits. What happens is that these benefits come together, and that is the result of X39. It's not just the increased strength or mental clarity. It's these things coming together, all of them, because these are all the things that happen. It's all of these things coming together, giving you a better quality life. And that's what we all want. The patch might not, fix you from your chronic inflammation condition or your autoimmune disorder or, the big C word, right? It might not be the answer for that, but it's your best shot at giving your body the tool to achieve what we call optimal health, right? Being in a complete state of physical, mental, and social well-being. Having all these benefits come together to give you the best quality life possible. That's what we're trying to offer. So how do you wear it? It's very simple, right? This isn't one of these things where we're going to tell you need to run 5 miles, you need to do 10 jumping jacks, and you need to write in your journal, and you need to drink water, at this time and that time and this, and you need to take mineral. We're not going to give you this whole list of things to do, right? This patch is meant for busy people that want to put the time into something that's going to give them multiple benefits for the least amount of efforts, right? I mean, this is human nature, right? What can we do a little bit of and get the biggest bang for our buck, right? And that's what X39 is. It's something as simple as you take it out this little package. As you can see, this is what the little X39 is. At the back of it, there's this little sticker. You just peel it and then you stick it on your body. As you can see, that's what it looks like. You just stick it. You wait for 12 hours on, you take it off at the end of the day, you throw the patch away, and then you wear a new patch at the end of in the new day. So you get 30 patches in one sleeve. So again, you wear it for 12 hours a day. So from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., you take the patch off at the end of the day, you throw it away, and then you put a new patch on in the next day. Very simple. It takes you 2 seconds out of your day. But then you get all of these benefits. Right? That's why people think, because it's new technology, people are kind of scared or skeptical. But this is a patented technology that's been proven and was developed over 10 years, $4.5 million, taking the company to millions of dollars, right? And it's the biggest bang for buck that you can do for your health, right? I heard someone say the other day to me, I wish I could just throw money at all my problems. I wish I could throw money at my health. You know what I said to him? Have you been patched yet? Because the patch is a solution to throwing money at a solution, which is having better health. And that's how simple it is. You just wear it for 12 hours, you take it off. So this is the results of a topography map, right? Topography map just shows inflammation levels in the body. Here you can see session 1, she wasn't wearing X39, lots of inflammation in the brain, lack of brain coherence, and this is what you call brain fog. Anyone struggling with brain fog or mental clarity problems, this is what that looks like in your brain right now. 3 weeks on X39, look at that, dramatic improvements, no more inflammation in the brain, improved brain coherence. 6 weeks on X39, complete turnaround, right? Better brain coherence. Oh my word. That is super, super awesome, right? Something that can literally take inflammation out your body. It's not an anti-inflammatory. It's literally taking the inflammation out of your body. It's processing it and taking it away. That is super awesome. So what are the long-term results, right? Like they say, Rome wasn't built in a day. You didn't get your fat stomach by eating one burger, right? For you to get a six-pack, you have to go to the gym consistently, right? You don't go to the gym for 3 months and then the rest of the year you have a six-pack. It's the same with this. The big results come by wearing it longer. And that's the reality. We're not going to lie to you and say that, oh yeah, in 3 months, your hair's going to be some type of way and you're going to just be like Superwoman or Superman. What we are going to say to you is that the long-term results have proven that within the first few days, 4,000 genes begin to reset. We'll show you what that looks like. Within 6 weeks, your brain becomes balanced. We showed you what the inflammation looks like reducing. Within 3 months, collagen is increased, right? Some of the ladies that are on the patches look really good. But I have a girlfriend, so I have to just calm down. But some ladies really look really good with the patch because it's not a collagen supplement. It's actually increasing your body's own collagen. That's amazing. Within 6 months, your heart reverses in age. So again, it's not anti-aging, it's age reversing. So again, there's a lot of talk. I'm gonna talk less now, and I'm just gonna speak with pictures because I think pictures paints a better picture than anything I can ever say to you. So let's run through this as quick as possible, right? Here we got the long-term results. So what I want to show you is what happens when we say 4,000 genes begin to reset. What does that look like in someone's body? Well, here you can see within 24 hours, this person that had very bad skin condition within 24 hours, dramatic improvements. Here you can see 24 hours later with another skin condition. I mean, I hope we have doctors, chiropractors, anyone in the medical industry. I hope that they are on the call tonight because this is the picture that seals the deal for them. Because if you show this to any medical professional, they'll tell you that this picture here on the left is a live blood analysis picture, right? This is a live blood analysis of a 65-year-old male. And here you can see this is his blood under a microscope. And what is that showing you? Well, like I said, if you show this to a medical professional, they will tell you that this blood is signs of clotting, it's signs of heart attack waiting to happen. It's even a sign of stroke waiting to happen. Very unhealthy blood. Look at what 24 hours later did for this person's blood. Only went the X39 for 12 hours, right? This is signs of oxygenated free flow in healthy blood. Here you can see day 1, right? Dramatic improvements by day 5, right? This is what the results look like. I mean, and this is what it's doing to your blood. Like we said, it's here to give you a better quality life. Here you can see bruising improvements in 10 days. Here you can see with this gentleman, he had an accident and his face was injured. Inflammation in the feet, dramatic improvements. How many people do we know that are walking around with, they can't even wear their favorite shoes because their ankles look like this, right? Imagine that pain. That's what we said to you today, is that it's not about you guys being on the call tonight. It's actually about the people you know that are hurting. The healthy have to help the sick. The healthy have to help the sick. And we have to be the solution to someone else's really painful problem. And when you know something that's this good, it's kind of hard not to talk about it. Here you can see 1 month improvements here on this lady's face. This is what within 1 to 3 months, physical changes occur. Here you can see collagen increase, 45 days, right? Here you can see after an accident, right? 2 months improvement, no more bruising, and his collagen was increased. Here you can see this little girl with her finger. You know, it was quite a story with this little girl. You know, she had closed her finger in a door, and they'd taken her to the hospital. And the doctor actually, they had the little fingertip that was cut off. And the dad said to the doctor, reattach this fingertip for my little girl. And the doctor said, you're wasting your time. There's no way the fingertip can be put back together. It's not worth it. Just don't even do it. And the dad said to him, you will reattach this fingertip. And luckily, you know, in the land of the free, you get to say what you want to do. And they did reattach it. And you can see here, that was the fingertip freshly reattached. Yes, the outside part did die off. And then over 2 months, the fingertip had completely rehealed. This is the power of stem cell activation. That's really what we want you to know, is that these are severe conditions, right? This bruising, I mean, maybe some people are struggling with hair loss, right? Here you can see hair loss improvements, but it's the power your body has to take all these benefits, and these are just the side effects, right? Because I don't care about hair growth. I want a better quality life. I want to wake up feeling fresh for as long as possible with no health issues and as little health issues, let me say that, as little health issues as possible for as long as possible, right? That's what this patch is offering. And all of these things you've seen is the side effect of that. This is just the surface level. We're looking for the quality life. And this is just showing you, if this is how good it can look on the outside, imagine how good it looks on the inside. All right, so let's look here. 3 months. Okay, you can see active stem cell repair. Here, 3 months with hair growth, right? Imagine this guy with a full head of hair, but it's still, his collagen is increasing, his stem cells are activating, right? This is what his head looks like. But if I had a picture of his heart here, that would be worrying because then he wouldn't be alive. So we can only show you what we can get photos of on the outside, right? So here you can see alopecia. This is actually a condition where hair just starts getting lost. You can see 3 months. I know Mena shared a story about this lady where she was wearing wigs, scared of going out the house, not wanting to socialize anymore because she was so self-conscious. and then 3 months with X39. It's the cheapest life upgrade you can buy. Day one, this is a severe condition. It's called unhappiness, right? That's what that's going to do to you. So don't be unhappy. Yeah, you can see 5 months later. I mean, at least it's helping. Bell's palsy, vitiligo. These are really awesome things that are helping people. This is again a condition where I have a friend that used to go for therapy to try and treat this vitiligo thing. And he used to sit in this tube where they positioned certain things. And I still remember the stories. And it never worked. It actually got worse. He went to one session, and the next day he actually had more vitiligo on his neck. So I don't even know what people are doing with their money these days. But here you can see it's at least improving. Bell's palsy. Here you can see, like we said, 6 to 12 months, age reversing. So how we prove that is in a recent study, 14 out of 15 people lowered their vascular age by an average of 8 years after just 6 months of using X39. It's not anti-aging, it's age reversing. Here you can see, look at the life in this lady's eyes. And here's lovely Greg and Mena and Steve and Gina. You see, they look even better now on camera. So imagine you can take a photo and a year later you look better. I don't know, show me a photo that's like a thing. Here's Ken. Here we also have doctors on the X39, right? Again, like we said, we work with so many medical professionals because this is the future of medicine. We've had so many of them tell us that it's now become a fact. This thing of taking drugs to solve your solutions is going to fade out because everyone now has a solution to tap into your own body resources to get better. So you can either stay on that bandwagon of taking medications that are just stopping your body from failing, or you can listen to doctors like this, leading the new wave of healing, which is tapping into what your body has. Athletes on patches, here you can see Serena Williams, Michael Phelps, David Beckham. Come on now. Animals on X39. It keeps on going. All right. So the X39 is so sophisticated. It's so simple to explain. It's this little sticker that you put on for 12 hours a day, and it's going to absolutely change your life. The testimonials of X39 are life-changing. You saw that. Imagine you being the person with alopecia, having to wear a wig, being self-conscious, not wanting to leave the house because you're worried what people are going to think of you. And in 3 months on the X39, your life changes. How much better is your quality life after that? So the best thing about X39 is undeniable. It absolutely works. So you can go do more research and please do go do that. We're not here to make a decision for you. We're here to empower you with the truth so that you can make an informed decision. So again, it absolutely works. And the most important thing is, what are you going to do with this information now? And this is where I'm going to hand it over to Greg and Mena, because these people that we have here are just the most super awesomest business partners I've had the opportunity of partnering with. I've had my fingers in various different things in my life, and I must say that this has been one of the best journeys I ever made the decision to partake in, not just for myself on an aspect of improving a lot of things, but just the fact that entrepreneurship is a team sport, and this is a winning team. And I have the privilege of introducing Greg and Mena back onto the Zoom to explain to you more on all this powerful information I just shared with you now. How can you take this information and actually utilize it in a valuable way that you can start having an impact on other people, right? Because the time of opportunity for anything is now, right? This is the time. If there's any time to be in business and make an impact, it is in 2025. And I think that's what Greg and Mena want to just distill to you on why this information is so powerful. So please, Greg and Mena, please take over.
Awesome. Fantastic, Brendan. Thank you so much. It's amazing because the first time I met Brendan, I saw his passion, and you can obviously see how passionate he is about obviously helping people and blessing people. And when you have a technology like this that's changing people's lives, is amazing. Like for me, the same thing that literally I had a car accident back in 2016. Brendan was talking a little bit about that, but it damaged my neck, my shoulder, my back. I injured my knee later on, which affected my right hip. So I had 5 areas of pain. My friend Ken told me about this. I said, I'll try anything. Well, 3 days later, no knee pain, no hip pain, no shoulder pain, no neck pain, no back pain. I'm like, what in the world is this? How does this work? Finally looked at the information that he sent me. I started sharing with my wife. My wife goes, go get checked out by your chiropractor or whatever type thing, you know. And I said, no, I'm serious. I said, I couldn't do this before. I couldn't raise my arm. I couldn't put my arm on my back. And she goes, okay, go get checked out by a chiropractor. I said, here, check this out.
Yeah.
And she took a look at the patent, took a look at the website and other things like that. But as an attorney, she's very skeptical, but trained to be, once again, an honest skeptic to look at all the different things. So one of the things we do recommend, obviously, is going to the website, thisisitinfo.com. When you go here, you take a look at all the different things. It's got testimonials on there. It's got all the information on there. It's got the patents in there. It's got all the different stuff, the case studies, the medical doctor's information. So it's used for information. So we're actually part of Lifeway, which is the company. I'll have a minute to talk a little bit more about that.
So when we found out about the patch, we had no idea that this company had already been around for 19 years. This year they will be celebrating 21 years and open in over 80 countries. And you know, at the time of the introduction of the patch in around 2019, the company was sitting at 20 million US. Okay, then they exploded because of X39 closed over 600 million last year. So 4 years, growth from 20 million all the way to over 600 million. So that's growth of over 580 million US. Okay, now why does that happen? Obviously, people are experiencing this, people are sharing this, and people are talking about this, and they cannot stop utilizing this because, like Brendan said, it's just going to enhance quality of life. It's going to add value to their lives. And why not be, even if you are healthy, like a 23-year-old Brendan is, why are we not wanting to be proactive and prevent things? Okay. The other thing is, David Schmidt is saying that we predicted to close at over $1 billion US this year.
Yeah.
It's not a Me Too product. And what do we mean by that? When we say it's not a Me Too product, we mean it's not hair care, skincare, supplements, protein powders, essential oils. I mean, there's a lot of that out there, and we do support small business owners. We use the products, but you know what? We're not out there saying I have a stem cell activation patch, and then they are telling us I have the same patch. No, 99% or 99.9% of people are saying, what is that again? Tell me, where do I get it? Because no one has heard of this. And David's mission is to get this into 1 billion homes.
Absolutely.
And he is saying, hey guys, I want you to share, because what better way than us social beings, word of mouth.
Absolutely. So LifeWave itself has become the number one momentum ranked network in the entire world, which we love that idea, because again, we saw that it wasn't that when we first got started, but literally within a very short period of time, the people that we work with actually took it a level. So the couple we work with is Steve and Gina Merritt, Steve in the black shirt here, and Gina actually the striped here. They actually have been in this industry a long time. Have helped, literally at the time they had helped over 100, I think it was 180 people become millionaires in this industry. Now they got like 250 people they've helped become millionaires. Guess what? We're next. So it's pretty exciting. And again, the growth that's been happening has been amazing. Meredith Burkich is the president of the company now. She actually has taken other companies to over $1 billion. And David Schmidt obviously is here. But we're at this conference here, actually in Tampa, Florida. This was back in 2023, in August of 2023. And literally our whole life changed at the conference. We made a decision we were going to run with this business, and our whole life has changed ever since. Within 3 months of that, I was able to replace my 6-figure income with the help of my wife, our team, that we had that meeting, other people that grow the business. It's been absolutely fantastic. So the company's got the Bravo Growth Award last year for actually the fastest growing company. And it's a 4-year study, or basically who's growing the fastest for the past 4 years. And they said for a company that's, in this case, was, at 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 year basically in the business, to have them win this award is unheard of. Normally it's a brand new startup, right? Because they're starting at zero, right? But to have a company grow from 20 million to 600 million has been crazy. We just won again this year, which has been pretty amazing. Even the founder of that company said, the one that does the Bravo Growth Awards, he goes, no one's even close. So when you understand the growth and stuff like that, there's an opportunity to actually take advantage of this and to help as many people as possible. Thus the reason you're on this meeting today. We're looking for people who not only want to utilize this product, but also people that go, I know some other people have challenges. Can I talk to them? Absolutely. What we recommend, obviously, is really thinking about how your life would change if you could, and I'm going to use an example, make an extra $1,000 a month, an extra, let's say 18,000 Rand, on a monthly basis for those of you in South Africa. What if we could help you make an extra $1,000 a week, or another $18,000 or 18,000 Rands per week? What if we could help you do that daily? I'm not kidding, because this is what we've been able to accomplish, because it's not us. It's the power of a network. It's the power of a team, power of a system that actually works. So the really thing I want to talk about is really, what's most important in your life? These are just some words on the screen here, and you see all these pictures around here. We're not showing Lamborghinis and Ferraris and other stuff. We're showing family, because that's the number one thing for us. The number one thing for us is having time with family. We're actually flying out tomorrow to head to South Africa so that we can spend time with Mena's family and actually develop the business there, which is very, very exciting. So having the time to do that is precious. But a couple of years ago, the number one thing I wanted was freedom. I was working a job that literally had a good mentorship management program, and over the years became a tour mentorship management. I mean, it literally started imposing all kinds of goofy stuff that I'm like, this is stupid. And got to the point where I'm like, I'm done. I want out of this company. I want to be financially independent. Came across this product, changed my life. I said, you know what? We're going to go change the world. Now we got business in 36 countries around the world, and we can't stop talking to people. The business is on 80 countries, or our plans to be in 80 countries personally by this year. So again, some people look at the idea of freedom. What is freedom like? It's been amazing. Literally fired my job on January 8th. Within the next week, I met Brendan, and we started developing the team a lot more there. We already had a team in South Africa, but we want to develop a bigger team. So we're looking for more people in all these different countries. It's awesome. Now, the great part about that is it helped replace my income. And like I said, we've quadrupled our income since. So imagine the money you're making now, imagine double, triple, quadrupling your income and having it continually grow. Imagine waking up in the morning like we did this morning, and there's thousands of dollars in your bank and your basically your account that you're going to get paid out. The people have been doing all this work, and all this stuff's already been happening. It's pretty amazing when you understand things are going on. So if you like the idea of security, and I'm not talking about barbed wire fences and bars on your windows, I'm talking about financial security. I always like the idea of travel. We just went on our 7th free trip. The company paid for, the team paid for. We had 2 team trips and 5 free trips from the company. And these are not like little trips. These are not like, oh, we're going to, down the street. No, this is, we've gone to Greek island cruises. We've been to Mexico and Dominican Republic and all over the place. I mean, it goes on and on and on. It's been absolutely fantastic. So, better health is a big thing that a lot of people want. Again, because you can have all the wealth in the world, but if you don't have your health, and we've had people experience that. Mm-hmm. I've had people that had a lot of money, but unfortunately their lifestyle was not good because their health was horrible. Now today they're doing great because of this patch. How about less debt? How about zero debt? So whatever's most important in your life, you want to basically write those things down and share them with the person who's talking to you, because we'll help you accomplish those things. To me, the number one thing was freedom. And so that's the thing that we're challenging people all the time. If you want freedom, we'll help you get that done. We're going to be throwing a lot of freedom parties this year and next year. It's pretty fun. So how we do this is pretty simple. I'm going to cover actually one of basically 4 ways we make money. Mena will cover a couple other ones, but the thing that I want you to understand is that we basically build a team and build networks. So how you can take advantage of this is you get the product at the wholesale price by being what's called a brand partner. So as a brand partner, you basically get the product at the wholesale price. So I say people, would you rather pay retail or get it wholesale? I still have never had anybody say, I want to pay retail. Everyone wants to get it wholesale. So what we do is we get you the wholesale price basically as a brand partner, and then we help others do the same. We build a right team and we build a left team. So it's called a binary is the name of this kind of thing, but this is just 1 to 4 ways we make money. But as putting 2 people on the right, 2 people on the left to become brand partners, now you have 4 people and you become what's called a manager. As a manager, you can make up to $1,500 a week. Now, it doesn't start there. It starts at 100 and 200 and 300. It starts growing and growing and growing. And as you're growing, you'll find people like Brendan says, I want to be a manager. You'll find people like Yolandi or Anna or whoever says, I want to be a manager. And so all of a sudden, what happens now that this person becomes a manager, this person becomes a manager. Now you're what's called a director. You make up to $2,500 a week. Well, on this, you can make all the way up to $25,000 a week. It's fixed there, not bad fix, not a bad cap, $1.3 million a year, but that's only 1 of 4 ways we make money. So what that looks like is, once again, as a manager, you can make up to $1,500. Then once you have 2 managers, you become a director. Once you have 2 directors, those might be the same 2 people that go from a manager to a director. You have 2 directors, you become a senior director, but this is significant right here. Because when we hit this, and everybody on our team pretty much, when they hit this, they're making at least $1,000 a week. So imagine making 18 to 20,000 Rand per week, could be 1,000 euros per week. Think about that. This is what it takes. And it's not the biggest rank in the company. So then when we hit executive director, that's what set me free to basically now not have to work a job anymore. I basically was able to fire my job. When people get fired from the jobs, it's a different thing when you tell your job, say, I make more money part-time than you can pay me full-time. Go give my job to someone else who needs it, right? But what happened was 6 weeks later, We doubled our business. We went from over 50,000 points to over 100,000 points. We became presidential directors within 6 weeks. That's called momentum. We're still in hyper momentum. We became senior presidential directors. Lily doubled the business again last year. And what happened is that our business is growing like crazy. Now, again, we've never done anything like this before. We've never had a business. We've had businesses, but we've never had any kind of success like this. So the part that we love is that we want to help you do the same thing. And my wife got really excited about this next one, so I'll have her kind of share a little more about Unlimited.
So, that was capped at $25,000 a week, which is pretty decent. It's $1.3 million a year. If you translate that, I was telling some of our South African partners, I was like, hey, you guys realize you're millionaires in South Africa? And in all honesty, they are. They're like, oh my goodness, it's crazy, the kind of income. But, I also want to say, because, we started at zero. We started at zero. Everybody that's on here that has been doing this for a number of months, everyone started at the bottom. But we made a decision that we were going to share and we were going to talk to people. And so this particular way of earning is unlimited income potential. But if you're not starting, you can never get to that point. And the only reason why we see what we're seeing, the only reason why Brendan is seeing what he's seeing and Anna's seeing what she's seeing and Jess is because they made a decision to get started. So what did they do? They spoke to those people that they care for. Those people were placed on their first level. Like in Brendan's case, he spoke to Jess and Jess got started, first generation. When Jess makes $1,000 on the binary every week, and it goes up from there, Brendan is getting paid 25% of what Jess has made, $250. That's what he gets off of Jess. Now, if Brendan had 10 people who were first generation and he was making 25% of all of those, it would be the 250 multiplied by 10 if they all made 1,000. I mean, work out the numbers. It could be really, really big. Then Jess introduces Johan, and Johan is second generation to, well, Brendan's our first generation. But we'll go down the line. So Johan is second generation to Brendan. Brendan gets 20% of what Johan does. So if Johan makes 1,000, Brendan's going to get, just example. Brendan's going to get 200. It's not taken out of Johan's check. Johan gets his full check. It's a matching bonus. And then Johan introduces Sandra. Sandra is third generation to Brendan, second generation or first generation to Johan. Johan gets 25% of Sandra. Brendan gets 20% off of Sandra, tongue-tied with all the numbers. But you know what? That's how this works. And it doesn't matter how far your first, second, third generation is on your left leg, how far the first, second, third generation is on your right leg, you will get paid every single week. Yeah. And so that is why it's all, like Brendan said, it's a team sport.
Yep.
This is not a one man on an island working by themselves, because I was that, the lawyer who worked at a company, and I wasn't happy being with the company because they set my paycheck and they also were dictating my hours and calling me whenever they wanted to call me. So I went and I became self-employed as a lawyer. What happened then? Oh my gosh, it was even worse because now it all depended on me. Yeah. If I did not go into the office or I was on vacation for a week, my goodness, I had to work 4 times as hard to make up the time that I missed when I was on vacation. So this is the most amazing business structure, business model, because everybody wins.
Yes.
A rising tide is raising all ships. Yep. When we work like this as a team. Team stands for together, everybody's achieving more.
Yeah. And what's great about this too, being unlimited, there's people making over $100,000 a week from this one way. So if you understand the kind of money to be made, and again, this is not people that have been involved for 20 years. We're talking people in the past less than 3 years are actually making that kind of income. So there's huge opportunity. So you pick the number you want to be at. For us, I said I need a 6-figure income to replace my income. So based upon this here and based upon this here, we said we could do that. So really the whole goal here is we want Brendan to hit we want Brendan to make $25,000 a week. Why? Because we get a percentage of that. We want Johan to basically make $25,000 a week.
And Gary, we're going to get 20% of what Gary makes.
Same thing. So
and
so
20% of what Awesome makes. So, you know, it
Yeah.
just keeps going because first, second, third generation, the company's going to cut you a check.
Yeah. And so the part about this, the part that I love about this is that really what it comes down to is caring about people. By helping people, the corporation, instead of spending hundreds of millions of dollars on advertising, we're the advertisers. They give us the money. So 60% of the profit or 60% of the sale is given back to us, which is actually a large percentage of the profit if you understand that. So when we look at it from a business standpoint, there's really three ways we basically can get started, three different packs, and I'll kind of zoom in on that. It's basically three different packs, and this is really the third way that we make money, and I'll talk more about that in a second. But what happens is when someone buys a package of basically 3 sleeves, they get the product at a wholesale price. The retail price is $150 for a 30-day supply. I've had a lot of people go, wow, that's actually not that bad. That's very inexpensive. I was spending $500-600 a month sometimes, $400-600 a month on all these therapies and all these other things that I was doing. And when I saw that's for basically, I could get it for less than $100 a sleeve. I'm like, oh my goodness. So now for my wife, I get a sleeve. My wife gets a sleeve. Our monthly expense is $200 a month. She sees all the benefits. I see all the benefits. I'm like, you don't touch my sleeve. I won't touch your sleeve. So every once in a while, she takes one out of my sleeve and goes, stop it, you owe me one. No, I'm just kidding. So, but what happens is that when you understand that is in order to get a wholesale, you got to buy at least 3 packs. So by doing that, it's basically $295 basically for that. So once again, it's less than $100 a sleeve. That's really for people who just want to try the product. So they say, hey, I want to do that. For people who want to own a business, we say, hey, what we recommend is being a part of doing the advanced package or the premium package, because the advanced you get 6 sleeves, the premium you get 20. Now I've had people say, well, why do I need so many sleeves? Like, we got the most popular pack, the premium pack. We paid $1,070 plus tax and shipping, $1,800 to change, and we made that money back in 2.5 weeks. I'll never forget when I was filling out the form, getting signed up. Actually, I was doing it online. My wife goes, you're going to make that money back quickly. And I said, yes, ma'am.
I did.
She did.
Because I really didn't believe until I saw the patent, and at the point that he decided to get the product, I was skeptical.
Yep.
I was like, you want to do it? It's your thing.
But you better make that money back.
It really was his own thing in
Yeah.
the beginning until I saw the patent. I was like, oh my goodness.
Then became our thing, and
it was
her thing.
fear. It was fear of missing out. I did not want him to reverse age, and I was just like aging, as.
Yeah, I was chasing her around the house and not get catch her. It was pretty cool. So she goes, hey, I'm going to get faster now. But what's cool about this is that what Steve and Gina said, this is not to get these sleeves so you can just go and sell them or basically give people patches or do whatever. They said, no, what you want to do is when someone says, hey, I want to start, I'm going to fill out this form, or I'm going to go online and fill it out. What happens is now by doing that, now you actually can lend them one of your sleeves if they're local to you. So literally when we're local with someone here, like our neighbor next door to us, or it could be a friend or family or someone who's close by, what we'll do is I tell you what, when you sign up, we'll lend you one of our sleeves, and then when yours comes in, just give us one back, when they get it 4 or 5 days later. So what's great about this is that you get your package and you can start using it today if someone's local to you. But we get international teams, so it normally gets shipped within a few days. But I always tell people, I want you to start today. And I'm like, does that make sense? And people are like, yeah, that makes sense. I want to start right now. So we just placed and replaced with a bunch of people. So in 2.5 weeks, we started signing up several premiums, several advanced, and of course. Well, on the premiums, we make what's called a PIB, a product introduction bonus of $405. When we get advanced, it's $75. When someone gets the core, it's $35. So when we did this, we signed up several premiums, several advanced, several core, and all of a sudden we made our money back. Our very first month, we made almost $3,000. I'm like going, this is awesome. Then the residuals start kicking in, and people start getting on the auto ship because you want to use this product every single month. So we have people that, once again, are single. They get a 1 sleeve auto ship, but they can only max up to $100 a week. So I tell you, even if you're single, you need to be on 2 sleeve auto ship, because then you can maximize the compensation plan and make as much money as you want. So basically, you got to be on the advanced pack, 2 sleeve auto ship, and that's literally it. Now, everything has a 30-day money back guarantee. So even with the most popular pack, I told my wife, I said, when we looked at this, I go, if this doesn't work for us or things don't happen the way we expect it to, literally we can get our money back in 30 days. She goes, well, either way, make that money back. I said, yes, ma'am. So, but the good news about this is it's developed into a business all around the world.
Yeah.
Now imagine this. Now imagine for us, we're still like blown away by this. Imagine having 6,000 people on your team in 36 countries around the world, and then literally
and growing
every day. And imagine each one of them puts in just an hour a day. Yeah. What if it was only an hour a week, right? We think about 40-hour work weeks, right? What if it was only an hour a week? But once again, if we say an hour a day puts into this business, we got 6,000 hours working for us. And tomorrow it might be 6,100. Next week, it just grows and grows and grows. That's the power of Lily leverage and actually having your time freedom and money freedom. A lot of people have a lot of money and don't have a lot of time. And other people have a lot of time and don't have a whole lot of money. What if you could have both? Time and money together. That's what we've got today, and that's what we're offering to you as well. So you want to talk a little bit more about this?
So, and Brendan did touch on this is at info.com. Just want to say that this is what we share with absolutely everybody. So I see my good friend Bronwyn is on here, and that's what I shared with her last week. I shared this is at info.com. It has testimonials, it has the patents, it has everything that people need to know about this product, whether you are a doctor or you're a stay-at-home mom. You get this website, and nobody can purchase product from this website. The other thing that we do have, and these are tools that were given to us. We don't pay for this. We didn't create our own websites. It was all given to us by Steve and Gina Merritt, and this is a team leaders. They put it together. They know what we need. And so honestly, it really is plug and play. Once you make a decision, you're in business, you've got all the tools necessary, because this is really what we use in order to go from 0 all the way to SPD and above. So the thisisateam.com is like your textbook. If you say, hey, you know what, I'm ready, this is for me, then thisisateam.com is where you're going to find out how to go manager, how to set up your e-wallets, what does it mean, the compensation plan, cycling, binary, all of that is on this particular website. And it's for me, it's like going to law school. I had tons of textbooks, okay? I paid for them. I paid a lot of money for those, okay? And some of them are outdated now, not even worth it. But this is a team.com website is like your textbook. You didn't pay for it. It's free. It's given to you. That's amazing. Because why? Steve and Gina Merritt and this is a team leaders actually want you to win. They don't want you to be thinking about how I've got to put together this website. The tools are there, plug and play, and we share exactly the same thing with everyone.
Absolutely. And so the good part of this, the good part about this is that there's other Zooms that are available. And again, this is being recorded. So if you had someone that was supposed to be on, you can share this recording, get it from the person who actually, recommended to you, and they can actually share it with you. But there's actually meetings in the United States here tonight, 8 p.m., 10 p.m. They got other ones that are in Great Britain. Once again, depending on your time,
We'll sit out here for a bit.
It's 9 o'clock on Tuesday. Sydney has actually different meetings. So also 8 o'clock on Wednesday. Then we have meetings on this Friday. So Friday's a real short meeting, 30 minutes long. Lily went from one of the leaders on This Is a Team, usually senior presidential director and above, Lily's on those meetings. And what's great about that is it's only a 30-minute meeting, and that's at 6 o'clock on Fridays. And that would be obviously either European or South African time, depending on where you're located. But then there's team teachings, there's trainings every Saturday. That's all we did. We learned from the other people that were doing it. The last thing to this is, once again, there is a convention coming up. Now, again, for those who are in Europe or South Africa, you can come. We tell police come up. Can you please come to Orlando, Florida? It's August 8th through 10th. But again, some people say I can't do it. It's available virtually as well. But scan this QR code. It'll take you directly to that. If you say, I'm serious about literally changing my life, I've been praying for an opportunity, I want to help people, I want to bless people, you need to be a part of this convention. We actually got a chance to speak in the last convention. We have no idea if we're speaking at this one or not, but there's leaders from around the world that are flying in. I think the
Australian team has 100 people flying in.
Over 100 people flying in. So think about that, flying in from Australia to the United States to be there in person. Now, it's very easy to say, well, I'm just going to watch online. It's a totally different experience when you're there in person. If you've ever been to a sporting event or a concert of some sort, it's a totally different thing to watch it online compared to actually being there. The emotion, the passion, everything else, it's a whole nother level. So if you want to get to the next level, this is what we recommend. So the last thing that we just want to say is, if you're serious about your dreams, first and foremost, thank the person for sharing this with you, because they thought enough of you and said, hey, I want to partner with you. I want you to utilize this product. I think it's going to help you tremendously. It's going to help your friends, your family, associates, but the really thing I want you to understand is there's hope for your future. We say we're hope dealers, not dope dealers. So we really want to help people basically get hope today. And you can get started with X39 today. Get the form, basically fill it out, or they'll tell you exactly how to do it. They just need your name, address, phone number, email, all that kind of fun stuff. And that's it. We get you started so you can get enrolled today. What happens is you get placed into the binary tree, and all of a sudden you have people placed underneath you, because you can only put one right, one left. So when you put another one right, we got to put on the bottom right. Another one left, another one left. And if you're there, you're going to have people placed underneath you, and will help you grow the business.
So I just wanted to say, we appreciate every single one of you that has gotten on here. This business is inclusive. This is not about your status. It's not about your education. It's not about your age, okay? It is not about how much money you have in your bank account. So if you're feeling, hey, you know what, this is something that I really want to do, but I don't know how I'm going to do it because financially I'm strapped. Speak to the person, or time strapped. Maybe you just don't have time. Those things that people either don't have money or they don't have time or they don't have both. But don't rule yourself out. Get with the person that invited you and let them know, this is where I'm at. These are my challenges. How can you help me help myself? And, we are willing to work. I know a lot of the leaders on here are willing to work with you, show you how you can do this and get it done, because we don't want anybody to be left out. You know what? It really is too good.
No, it is.
It's too good not to be sharing.
Yeah.
It's too good. And your network is not ours, but your network is your net worth.
Yeah.
So if we can just help you get there on the runway, show you how to do it, and then you start sharing with your network, you'll find your way, and things will improve, and you'll see your dreams will be your reality.
Absolutely. And so you kind of imagine where you want to be. And once again, we'll help you get there. I want to thank again Brendan Duplessis.
Yes.
He's amazing. We'll be seeing you on Thursday, Brendan, flying in. It's so exciting, all the different people. We got a meeting that we're doing actually in South Africa this Saturday. Get with your team. We're going to be in person in South Africa and in Edenvale at the, what's it called again?
The New Day coffee shop. So everybody's going to get a flyer, invite your friends. If you can't be there in person, please do tell your friends to come join us, because we will take care of them. Make sure they get back with you.
Yeah,
But
it's going to take us more than 24 hours to get there. So take the next 24, 48 hours, or at least invite people to get there. So you definitely want to have people there in
pack the
person.
place. It is a free event. Nobody's paying any money for the event. So pack the place. We really, really, really want to come and blow South Africa. Well, blow it up the right way.
We're going to help grow South Africa. So yes, we're going to use the right words. Anyway, so I'd be careful with the TSA in line there. So be careful, don't say certain things. No. But anyway, so we're so excited again. Brendan, again, thank you so much. And again, for those of you that are leaders in our business, we got the next level meeting coming up in literally less than 5 minutes. So definitely jump on that as well. Thank you again, Brendan. You are amazing. You're awesome. I can't wait to give you a big man hug when I get there in a few days. So again, God bless you guys. We look forward to seeing a lot of you in person very, very soon. And again, any way we can help you grow, let us know. Once again, one thing we've seen, there's a lot of complications in the life today. There's a lot of things going on in the world today. But one thing we know for certain is this is it. God bless you guys. Have an awesome day. Talk to you soon. Thanks. Bye-bye.
See you on next level.
Yep.